work paths for fashion and commercial models can be similar in the beginning. Things change when the fashion model begins to work in the high fashion areas. Both styles have to audition, but the fashion model works on the runway in front of people. The commercial model works in front of a camera. Let's see which type of modeling you'd rather take on. When a designer wants to see a fashion model, they will call the model for an audition. The model should take her portfolio with her because the designer will want to see her photos. After a brief chat, the designers will look through the model's portfolio. Then, the model gets to try on some of the designer's clothes. If the designer likes the way she looks, the designer will take pictures of the model in the clothes. These photos will be used to match models up with the best clothes for their look. Once the designer has seen all they need to see, they let the model go home. At this point, everything depends on if the designer wants to work with that model. If so, they'll call the model's agent and set something up. If not, well, the model won't hear anything. When a commercial model goes to an audition, she shows up in an outfit to match what the casting director is looking for. For example, if they want to see a young mom, the model comes casually dressed. The model will have a photo or Z card to leave with the casting if they need it. When the model's name is called, she'll go into a studio and a photographer will take several pictures of her. There's less personal attention with the commercial model, but that doesn't make it bad. And it always ends the same. The model leaves and waits for them to call her agent. When you choose to model, you're going to be on many different auditions and competing with other models and actors. You have to be ready for it. It can be intimidating, but you have to be confident so you can get the job. If you think about it, the audition process isn't that much different for fashion or commercial models. The only real difference is the amount of personal connection. As a fashion model, the designer will want to match you up with a specific outfit. Commercial models are needed to represent a type more than 2 looks in an outfit. Things really get different once the work begins. A workday for a fashion model starts at the runway. On her scheduled workday, she shows up early backstage. People are running everywhere getting things ready. Someone will sit the model in a chair and do her hair and makeup for the show. Once that's done, the dressers will put the clothes on her and send her towards the stage. The director will tell the model when to go on, and she steps into the bright lights. Our fashion model keeps her face blank as she walks on the runway, so her expression won't distract people from the clothing she's wearing. Once she's made her walk, she goes backstage and the craziness starts all over again. Dressers change her into the next outfit, and she's back on the runway for another walk. She'll do this several times during the show. At the last walk, the designer will join the models on stage and give the audience one last look at the clothes. After that, the models head backstage and are free to go. It sounds pretty glamorous, but if you don't like to change clothes a lot and deal with chaos, you'll have a hard time being a model. Also, people look at your clothes and not you. It can be difficult to be ignored, so if you want to model, you'll have to remember that it's all about the clothes, not about the models. When a commercial model gets hired for a shoot, she goes to a set. Her day starts with makeup and then going over all the outfits she's going to wear. When she's finished, the photographer calls her over and poses her. He takes several shots, and together, they explore new poses for a while. Then, she'll change outfits and do it all over again. The photo shoot usually takes a few hours, but it can sometimes last all day. Commercial models can have longer working hours, so you have to be patient enough for this. Also, if you like to do more acting as you pose, then commercial modeling would be a good choice. You can generate looks and attitudes for the camera, and that can be exciting. So, there you have it. We compared fashion and commercial models, starting with what they normally look like. We then went through the audition process and a typical day of work. When you consider going into modeling, you have to be prepared for hard work. You have to train to do the best you can. Remember, in fashion modeling, the focus is on the clothes. In commercial modeling, the focus is on the model and what he or she is doing. I'll see you next lesson.